as you're laying in bed, and she for some reason has a cup of tea in her hand with a metal spoon, and she's just stirring the tea, stirring the tea, stirring the tea, stirring the tea, stirring titties, stirring titties, stirring breasts, stirring nipples, stipple, stipple. She's just stirring the tea, right? In one of my last videos, one of you commented that you can actually hear me blink. So have I just discovered the latest ASMR trigger? Hello, these are 9 weird ways to fall asleep faster. The reason I did this when I said faster is because of that meme of that Indian guy making that, I don't know what it was, like a drink, but he was moving quite slowly, but he was just doing this every couple seconds. In fact, every second he was doing that, so it just made it seem like he was moving mad fast, but it was actually average pace. Hey man, I don't know if any of these work. I don't know if I can actually do some of these as I'm making the video to tell you if it works before it even works on you guys. Because I'm not in a bed position. I'm not trying to sleep. I'm sitting on a chair at desk right now, so I don't know if this is gonna work for me. I haven't even seen some of these. But the first method to fall asleep faster, the first weird way to fall asleep faster, is to keep your eyes open for as long as possible. Doesn't work. I feel really energetic. In fact, the sting in my eyes is as if I was in a room filled with onions and my eyes are burning. And when I eat onions, when I smell onions, when my eyes smell onions, I get really alert. So the first way doesn't really work for me, but let's read. When you try to stay awake, your brain rebels. It's called paradoxical intention, and it helps you fall asleep faster. So I guess your brain is a contrarian, a teenage contrarian. Yo, I want to sleep. No, I don't want to sleep. Alright, cool. I want to stay awake. I don't want to sleep. Okay. Let's fall asleep. Would I say that that's correct? I know that when I wake up in the morning and I'm like, you know what, I don't want to get out of bed, which means I want to sleep, my brain allows me to sleep. Let's say I wake up in the morning and I have something to do at 10, but I wake up at 6, so I have like 3-4 more hours left. I want to sleep for the extra 3 hours, but my brain doesn't allow me to sleep, so I end up staying awake for like 2-3 hours, and then right before 10 I start to feel sleepy. Has that ever happened to you? When you should fall asleep and you know you should fall asleep, your brain doesn't allow you to fall asleep. The closer you get to the time you should be awake, here it comes. Here comes that melatonin. Is that some sort of evolutionary advantage? Why does the brain do that? It's very strange, if I'd say so myself. The second weird way to fall asleep faster is to breathe in for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. Breathe in for 4. Little lungs. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 7. And out for 8. to be cut down to like a 6 or a 5G, because like if I've only breathed in for 4, like I don't have 8 to breathe out. Simple mathematics. I'm guessing you breathe in really deeply for 4 and you inhale really slowly for 8. It still doesn't math for me, brother. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your body's natural off switch. Wow. Let's try that again. So, this is like a spoiler alert, but it's more like a alert. Are you ready? It's okay. If not, just get yourself ready to breathe. Maybe take a couple deep breaths and just get ready to hold your breath. You ready? Like Freddy? Alright. Breathe in for 4. Hold for 7. And out for 8. How do you feel? Me personally, I think I have even more energy than the first method, which is pretty interesting. But I like that one. Let's try it one more time. You saw the trial run, right? Let's do it one more time. So prepare yourself and breathe in for 4 from now. Hold for 7. And out for 8. How was that? I hope you're starting to feel a lot calmer because we got the lucky number 7 more. Also, my hands aren't even shaking, but for some reason it seems like they were. The third weird way to fall asleep faster is to put on socks before bed. How many of you actually take off your socks before bed? We do the complete opposite. How many of you take off your socks before bed? I do. I remove my socks. It doesn't even matter how cold it is in my room, my socks gotta come off. In order for me to fall asleep, I need to feel whatever, my quilt, my duvet, with my toes. I need to feel it. If I don't feel it, there's no sleep. But let's read. Warm feet dilate your blood vessels and lower your core temperature, signaling your brain that it's time to shut down. If you have iron deficiency, if you are anemic, and your extremities are always cold, maybe you should consider wearing socks to bed, maybe even gloves. If you're anemic and you also suffer from insomnia, have I just cracked the code? Am I a genius? Do you suffer from anemia? Are you anemic, diagnosed or undiagnosed, meaning that you have cold extremities and you constantly feel fatigued? Maybe, just maybe, wear some socks to bed and maybe some gloves, and you might feel the difference. You know, O.J. Simpson said, if the glove don't fit, then you must acquit. But let there have been a camera in there. If there was a camera in there, hey, the camera's damn near better than DNA. The camera is damn near better than DNA. DNA could be a wash in the court. But if there was a camera in there with a little bit audio, that's tough. Hey, did OJ pass? I think OJ passed, right? That's tough. Do you think he did it? Don't worry about that. It's time for number 4. The weird 4th way to fall asleep faster. That's number 4, right? Indeed. Relax your face. How am I supposed to relax my? What does that imply? Relax my face. So right now I'm speaking, is my face not relaxed? Am I tensing my face? Because I don't think so. I think my face is just normal. But we read, relax your face, drop your shoulders, and imagine sinking into your bed. If you've watched Get Out, just imagine there's a mature cougar, white lady sitting in front of you as you're laying in bed, and she for some reason has a cup of tea in her hand with a metal spoon, and she's just stirring the tea, stirring the tea, stirring the tea, stirring the tea, stirring titties, stirring titties, stirring breasts, stirring nipples, stipple, stipple. She's just stirring the tea, right? And all of a sudden she tells you to sink into your pillow, and then she says to sink. If you've seen Get Out, salute you. I download all my favorite movies. Get Out was one of the first movies I ever downloaded, because I started downloading in like 2019. So Get Out 2017, one of my first movies to download. But anyway, just imagine you're in the sunken place. Relax your face, drop your shoulders, and imagine sinking into your bed. The US military developed this to help soldiers fall asleep within 2 minutes, even in combat zones. I'm no soldier, I'm no lieutenant, I'm no sergeant, I'm no colonel. But why I would train my soldiers to fall asleep within the confines of a combat zone is completely beyond me. I just wouldn't do it. I told my boys, you know what, we're going to do the antithesis of sleep. We're going to be so alert that we can catch flies with our bare hands, because that's what it's going to take for us to win this war, and that's what it's going to take for us to survive as a team out there. Maybe that's just me, maybe I'll make a poor lieutenant, but I would not be teaching my boys, my soldiers, my recruits to fall asleep on the job. Never sleep on the job. This guy was sleeping on the job. Hey, this guy was sleeping on the job. Don't sleep on the job. Never sleep on the job, bruh. Shout out to US military. The USA's military might is superior to the rest of the world. But don't sleep on the job. Use this technique when you get back to the barracks or when you get home. What they call it? It's not deployment. To be deployed is to go to somewhere, right? So when you return from deployment, right? Use that method, relax your face and put your shoulders down like these and just imagine falling like this until your brain does that thing where it just jolts you awake because you're falling in your dreams. Scary. What also is scary is sleep paralysis. Why am I talking about stuff like that? That's like nightmares for us real sleepers. Sorry about that. Let's go to number 5. The 5th weird way to fall asleep faster is to picture random objects like a horse, a toaster, a tree, or a shoe. The cognitive shuffle interrupts anxious thought loops by giving your brain meaningless work until it gives up menial labor. I like that. The Big Bang Theory Sheldon Cooper asked Penny if she can help him figure out a very complicated equation, but his approach to it wasn't. Obviously Penny's not that smart, her IQ's pretty low unfortunately, but he asked her to help him by introducing him to menial labor work, and in essence what that would do, it would help his mind stop thinking about the equation, and in that process his mind will actually work better at solving it. So when you lose your keys, your car keys, your house keys, and people are like, hey, just stop looking for them, because once you stop looking for them, that's when you're going to suddenly find them. It's kind of like that. When you picture random objects like some mouthwash or some headphones or some shower gel or a passport or a clapper board or some some Vaseline, or some floss, or some headphones, or lights, or mics, or doors, or whores. What that does is it allows your brain to cut off the anxious loops that are replaying through your mind and stopping your brain from switching off. So think about some doors. The next time you want to fall asleep faster. Maybe the 10 Downing Street door, nice black door. If that doesn't work, then you can always think about me. I'm the sleepy guy. I fall asleep quick. Cap, I don't fall asleep quick at all. Let's go to number 6. The sixth weird way to fall asleep fast. This one's pretty weird, I think. Close your eyes and roll them upwards 3 times. The picture they attach to this is pretty creepy, mate. But close your eyes and roll them upwards 3 times like the Undertaker, basically. This mimics what your eyes do naturally during sleep. It tricks your brain into starting a shutdown sequence. I like this one. When you need to fall asleep fast, think about the Undertaker. Everyone's done it. In our childhood, we've all attempted to be the Phenom, the Undertaker, Kane's brother. We attempted to be the Undertaker. Now, I don't know if I want to show you guys my Undertaker impression right now because, it could scare some of you. You guys might actually think that I'm the Undertaker, but I am not. I'm Roscoe ASMR. Hi guys. But the Undertaker, if you try to mimic the Undertaker, you might just fall asleep faster. Try it. I won't even move. I'm not even going to watch you. Just try to mimic the Undertaker right now. They say do it 3 times, but just do it twice. Let's just see what happens. Now do it 1 more time. Do you feel just a little bit more tired? Well, I hope so, because I hope these actually work, but maybe I'll try some of these tonight, and in the comments on this video I leave whether it worked or not. That's if I remember. You know me, I have a good memory. I have a memory of an elephant, but I also have the memory of a goldfish. They say that the memory of a goldfish, so Nemo's a goldfish, right? But Dory is the one with the bad memory, and she is not a goldfish. So why don't they say the memory of whatever fish Dory was, or the memory of Dory? They say the memory of a goat. Let me not. Shout out to Nemo. Wherever he was, I never could find him. Number 7, the lucky number 7. And after this, we're gonna have 2 more, so we have 3 more. Clench every muscle in your body for 5 seconds and then release all at once. If you've ever needed to take a number 2, this is the sensation that you must feel right before you want to sleep. That's a pretty interesting concept. I've never thought about it like that. If I really need to poop and I need to hold it and not fold it, because if I fold it, it's going to be all over the floor and I'm going to be very embarrassed. I need to clench all the muscles in my body. You can't just clench your rectum, because if you try to do that, you're not using all of your force. You have to actually clench your whole body. You got to tense up. You got to show your biceps, your triceps, your deltoids, your lateral muscles, your trapeziums, your trapezoids, everything. You got to clench your whole head. Your face got to clench. Your abs, your cores got to clench. Your glutes got to clench. Your hamstrings got to clench. Don't forget your quads got to clench. Even your knees got to clench. Your patella got to clench, bro. Your calves got to clench. And then your toes clenched. Everything just all to stop the number 2 from arriving. When you need to sleep, the sensation you need, but only for 5 seconds. Okay, not. Listen. Luckily for us, we only need to do it for 5 seconds, and there's no pressure. When you need to go to the toilet, however, and you can't, there's a lot of pressure to not crap yourself. But without pressure, it should be a more simple sensation. So just practice, not with me, because that might be a little bit weird. Practice by yourself. Just clench all your muscles in your body right now. You forgot to clench your ears. Let's start that again. Clench all the muscles in your body right now, including your ears. Go. I wish that you could see what you look like right now. Probably crazy. You're trying to make a normal expression, but it doesn't work when you're clenching all the muscles in your body. You can't make a straight face. Your eyes start to bulge. They start to go red. You might even tear up. Your face is all squeezed up. Maybe if you're actually doing it right, and you just look crazy. So don't try to hide it. Just be cool. Like I said, there's no pressure. Just clench. This sounds so sus, bruh. This is called progressive muscle relaxation. I can't talk. I'm too clenched. This is called progressive muscle relaxation. The sudden release floods your body with calm. Have you noticed that a lot of these are literally just tricking your brain into falling asleep? Why is trickery and guile what we need to fall asleep? Ask yourself that, because I ask myself that all the time. I'm thinking to my brain right now, why do I need to trick you to fall asleep? You know what time it is. You know it's bedtime. So why don't you just fall asleep? It's so strange to me. I never understood it. I overstood it. The penultimate way, the 8th way to fall asleep fast. Well, faster than usual. Flip your pillow to the cold side. I'm an Arsenal fan, and we just lost to Manchester United, bro. I'm fuming. You guys won't even know. But anyway, Cole Palmer just trademarked his celebration, this cold celebration. Flip your pillow to the cold side. The cold side lowers your head temperature instantly. One of the fastest ways to trick your brain into falling asleep. Why is there trickery and guile? When your brain knows what time is, your brain knows you're in a safe place. I'm in my room. I'm in a very familiar position, laying down in my room, in my bed at a certain time. Why don't you just switch off and fall asleep? Why do I need to trick you? Are you a child? Do I need to say, got your nose? Why do I need to trick you? How smart are we, really? Yeah. Also, the cold side lowers the temperature of your head. You know what's funny though? When you tense and clench your whole body, all the muscles in your body, it makes you hot, I'm sure. So if a cold head is what is needed, but warm extremities is what is needed, there's a lot of trickery going on, and I don't know who to believe. If you've tried these, let me know if they're working. Flip your pillow to the cold side, and let's just see. When it's hot as hell in my room in summer, I flip my pillow naturally, just because it's mad hot. Not really to think, oh wow, this is gonna help me sleep better, but just this is gonna help me cool down, and I'm really hot right now. In the winter, however, when my room is cold as shit, I don't really do that. Very interesting stuff. Maybe they should come with an asterisk and say, yeah, this is only for a summer sleeps SS. The last method to fall asleep fast. It's weird. The last weird method to fall asleep faster. What the fuck? Count backwards from 300 in threes. Hell no. It's just hard enough to keep your brain busy, but too boring to keep you awake. You'll be out before you hit 200. That's if I can even hit 200. Second of all, 3, it doesn't allow you to hit 200. I think you end up at like what, 201, because 3 is not a multiple of 100. So before you hit 200, you mean before you hit 198 or 201? Admin that wrote this don't really know math, I guess. Let's try it though. 300, 297, 294, 291, 288, 285, 282, 279. Bro, I'm tired. I'm so bored. That was so boring. And I'm exhausted. Why does counting sheep work? Can anyone answer that in the comments? Why does counting sheep work? Why can't I just count backwards from like 1,000,000? Okay, maybe not 1,000,000, let's say 1,000. Why do I need to count? Why can't I just, I don't know, sleep? So many things to trick our brains, shout out to the brain. The reason you're even watching this video is because you were smart enough to, buy a phone, buy some headphones, go on the internet, understand what ASMR is, type in ASMR, find this gorgeous black dude called Roscoe, click on his latest video and watch it. You're smart enough to do that, and I'm smart enough to have a camera, set up my lights, do my own thing, create the channel, put in a little description right here, do my thing, and broadcast this video, show you this video. So like, shout out to brains. Brains are mad important, but like, damn, can you just fall asleep?